What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video here on the Samurai Sports Network. And I am back from my trip from Orlando. Those of you who follow me on Twitter, you might know that I turned 21 this past week, and I celebrated it by going to Orlando, went to Disney World, hung out with some friends, and I want to show these because I didn't put them on Twitter, but I would just like to state that I have some of the greatest friends in the world because they got me these for my 21st. For those of you who know, I'm a huge Gators fan, but I do like the UM colors. They got me the UM 4.0 Ultra Boost. Super comfortable. Wore them all around Disney. And a shoe that I've wanted for so long is the Ultra Boost Parlays. This isn't the Legend Ink one. I forget what this one's actually called, but it's another beautiful shoe. I love the shoe. Once again, another very comfortable shoe. Wanted to show that off because it just made me very happy. You know what I mean? It's a great moment and a great happiness for me. But turned 21 was pretty awesome, and now back in Miami, back recording. I recorded the podcast yesterday, and a lot of things happened yesterday. Le'Veon Bell was actually a member, became a member of the New York Jets. But in the middle of me editing and putting out and finishing the podcast, Odell Beckham Jr. was traded to the Cleveland Browns, which was pretty insane because then I was like, all right, I gotta re-record. Like I gotta re-record. Like, or I gotta add something to the end of the podcast. So, I had my outro, and then it immediately cuts into the, my instant like reaction to Odell Beckham Jr. getting traded. So, go listen to that. But that's not what you clicked on this video for. If you clicked on this video, it's because you're a Dolphins fan. You wanted to hear about some Dolphins news. So I apologize for wasting about a minute and 45 of your time here. But let's get right into it. Right. So, yesterday came out the Dolphins are signing Eric Rowe to a 1-year, $4.5 million contract. The day before that, it came out that the Dolphins are going to let Juwan James walk as he signed with the Denver Broncos on, I believe, a 4 or 5 year, $45 million contract with, I think, $25 million guaranteed, somewhere along those lines. It might have been $54 million with $45 million guaranteed, something along those lines. So he got that deal. Then they re-signed DeVante Parker to a 2-year deal, which I believe is at $13 million. It's a packed full of incentives, and it takes away that 5th-year option at that $9.5 million range guaranteed that he would have had. So they replaced that, which is nice, but a lot of Dolphins fans are very upset about it, really, because they didn't want DeVante Parker back. I'm of the camp that believes that DeVante Parker, under a new scheme, a new coaching staff, should get another chance because when used properly, when used as the receiver he truly is and not in that inside-out game that the Dolphins have been playing under Adam Gase for so long, DeVante Parker is a productive receiver, and we saw it against Houston when they tried boosting his trade value, so it seemed, and they were getting him the ball a lot, but it was also under the statement that they were using him the right way, and he produced. So if they get him for 2 years, where it's a low-risk, high-reward for the Dolphins and for DeVante, then perfect. There was Dolphins beat writers talking about how, and this is the first time I'll give them credit for a lot of stuff because there's a lot of Dolphins beat writers I don't like. They were talking about how if this was the Patriots or if this was any other team, they would have been like, wow, what a great deal. They could turn his career around. And you got to have the same mindset as a Dolphins fan. It's a possibility that you can turn DeVante Parker's career around. It's not really a set in stone thing that he's going to be garbage. And on top of that, he's not horrible. He's been under some bad coaching staff, and, look, he's had injury issues. There's been issues where people think that, he's not really committed. And those are fine, but we never really know what's going on in the locker rooms. We never really know what's going on in DeVante's head and what's going on in anyone else's head. So realistically, we need to look at this from the point of view that anything is still possible, and we need to not sit there and judge DeVante yet when we don't even know what's happening with DeVante or what has happened with DeVante or what's been happening with the coaching staff and all these other things that have happened so far. So you take that into account there when you're thinking about DeVante Parker and you're looking at everything else, right? I'm under the camp that believes that he deserves a second chance, and I'm just going to kind of keep it at that. We'll have to see what comes out of DeVante for the rest of the offseason, OTAs. It looked like he was excited to be back, and he said he wanted to fulfill his promise. So it looks like maybe there's a fire under him that's burning that we never really saw originally. So from there, we go into the Eric Rowe discussion and what happened with him. That came out really late last night. I believe it was around 12 o'clock, somewhere along those lines. And that one was okay. He'll probably be a lot of people are saying that hopefully he's that boundary corner to Xavier And then you can finally move Minka into the safety spot that they want to move him into. We'll see what happens with that. But I think it's a decent signing. I think it's a good signing. Nothing really splashy, but that's what I like from the Dolphins. It will cancel out any compensatory pick that would happen from the Frank Gore deal going to the Buffalo Bills, which hurts just a little bit. You know, as a Miami person, right? Even though, look, I'm sure he grew up a Dolphins fan because he lived in he was a Hurricane, right? Miami guy, right? It sucks a little bit that Frank Gore is a Buffalo Bill. I get that he still wants to play, and it's unfortunate for the Dolphins, but it just sucks that Frank Gore is a Buffalo Bill. A lot of this video was just more so on the DeVante Parker end, and that's really it. I'm launching a new series starting on Friday, by the by, and it's going to be a Madden series as well. It's not going to be what I usually do. I watch a lot of Mr. Hurricane, which is the reason why I tried doing a Madden series in the past. And he has a series that he does with the Cardinals, which is more so a sim series, and I really, really, really like it. I really enjoy it, and I thought that I could kind of do that as well. I think it's going to be a different take on it, though. I'm copying as I do doing the sim series, but I feel like it's going to be a different take on it. I don't really have that same, signing, low-risk deals. I like trading. I don't like building through the draft. I like getting, certain prospects that I think can succeed, so probably doing that. I think it'll be interesting. That will debut on Friday. We'll go through, I believe, probably a couple games, and it won't be with the new offseason rosters unless I can find one. In that case, we'll sim through a year or something like that, or we'll keep the new rosters that we have now and just kind of go through the same 2018 year. I haven't really decided yet, but I want to debut that on Friday. Tomorrow, you guys will be getting another video from me. I don't know what it is yet. But yeah, I'm back on the YouTube grind and everything like that now that everything is there, and I'm also on spring break right now, so it's really efficient for me. So hope you guys did very much enjoy this video. I will see you guys next time, and as always, peace.